Hi guys, welcome to the Biohacker Beauty AI Wellness panel. I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Dr. Kate and I'm joined by 4 of my incredible colleagues who are all incredible pioneers in their individual spaces. Part of Biohacker Beauty is bringing together people from different spaces that have synergistic ideas to help us understand beauty for mind, body, and spirit. So I would like to introduce our panelists and have them tell a little bit about themselves. Let's start with Liz Kennedy.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, okay. I'm going to go and I'm going to say everyone's name and then I'll have you guys talk a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Perfect.
Okay, so the amazing Liz Kennedy, we have Josephine Musco, we have Dr. Victoria, and we have Dr. Sam coming from all different spaces. Okay, let's start with Dr. Sam.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am a naturopathic doctor. I've been in practice for about 10 years and I practice in Los Angeles, California. I have a concierge practice where we do lots of functional labs. I spend a lot of time with my patients understanding what's really going on in their body, their deficiencies, excessive toxins, and create protocols to really help them live a vital, optimal life.
Dr. Victoria.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Victoria Weitzman. I'm a cosmetic dentist based in New York City and Los Angeles. My practice focuses almost exclusively on cosmetic dentistry, where we do, full mouth reconstruction, dentofacial aesthetics, and our practice philosophy really is a bit beyond beauty, where, wellness and oral care sort of come into play to create confident smiles.
Josephine.
My name is Josephine Musco. I am the founder of Elixir and inventor of the T-Strip. It's a patented technology that delivers tea without the toxins and the post-consumer waste. And I'm very excited to be telling you more about all the microplastics in tea and everyday items that we use and how they're affecting our health.
Hi, I'm Liz Kennedy. My background is a licensed esthetician. I patented a multi-use skincare tool called the Beauty Magnet. It's essentially a Swiss Army knife for women. And I do a lot of online education around skin, beauty, health, and I also have a TV background in the beauty space, so I'm really happy to be here.
Wow, thank you guys so much. So I'm going to start with a few personalized questions related to your expertise, and then we're going to go into more broad philosophical questions and beauty routine questions and things like that I'm going to ask all of you. So starting with Dr. Sam, we had a very compelling off-camera conversation about the role of the liver and the gut and how we look. And gut health is a popular topic nowadays, and of course the gut is related to all the functions of our body. But could you talk a little bit specifically about the role of certain nutrients with the gut and the liver function and beauty?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as a naturopathic doctor, one of the first things I learned was anytime anyone comes in with any issues, you want to focus on the gut because inflammation starts in the gut. When you have leaky gut and that barrier breaks down, you're going to have all these protective things that happen in the gut leak out of the body and find the source, right? So you could have these inflammatory markers go to your joints, go to your brain, go to your skin. Talking about aging and beauty, right? We'll focus on that and cause issues with our skin. For example, vitamin K2. The only place it's produced in our body is in the gut. So a lot of times I measure vitamin K levels in the gut and in the blood, and most people are deficient in it because none of us have a perfect gut because of diet, lifestyle, all the things we get exposed to now. And vitamin K2 plays a big role in even fine wrinkles on our face or anywhere in the body. It's used topically a lot by estheticians. I'm sure you'll talk about that. But in the gut, right? If we don't have enough of it in our body, collagen production goes down, you'll see fine wrinkles. And as soon as someone starts taking it, you'll see that they're more vital, they're looking better. And then when it comes to our liver, one of the things I focus on is detox, right? And again, because of the world we're living in now, we're getting exposed to toxins in our water, toxins in the air, toxins in our personal care products even, right? And our liver is overburdened and it's not talked about a lot, right? If everyone's focused on the gut, but the liver is doing more than 500 different functions in our body to help with producing hormones, detoxing hormones.
Hey, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Yes. We'll circle back and learn more strategies to improve the liver, or do you want to share them now really quick? strategies for the liver?
So one of the things I like to do is give people a liver supportive supplement. So that would be things like milk thistle, turmeric, ginger, dandelion. You get that through tea as well. Another thing I love to do is castor oil packs over the abdominal cavity. Not only does it help with digestion, but it really supports circulation in that area to help with detoxification.
And it's helping to soften that sludge bile, which helps the bile flow, which helps the GI move.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, amazing. Okay, Dr. Victoria, when we spoke, you shared with me this concept of an aging smile, and it wasn't something I think about, other facets of aging. But tell us, how does the smile play a role in how old you look? And also, if you could relate it to the golden ratio and how that relates to bruxism.
Yeah, totally. So I think that the smile is actually one of the first places that aging shows up. So just like our skin and body, we lose collagen and volume in our teeth as well. And when you think about the face, when we talk about dentofacial aesthetics, like how the smile affects facial beauty, facial harmony, and symmetry, the smile is really like 1/3 of the face. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So as we age and we're losing volume in the teeth, this part of our face starts to collapse. And you start to get, these deepened nasolabial folds and all of that. And it also plays a role, functionally. We're not just looking at it aesthetically, but functionally, when that happens, when you start to lose volume in a lower third of your face, this could affect things like how you sleep. It could potentially contribute to sleep apnea, which, as we know, could contribute to affecting hormone levels like cortisol, testosterone, insulin resistance, hormones that are involved in metabolism. So it's not just aesthetics, but it's also function as well. And yeah, the golden ratio is actually, I'm a little bit of a nerd about this, but I do think that there's a formula or an equation or a code to everything from molecular biology to aesthetics. So like the golden ratio, which is based on like this mathematical sequence, really just gives us the ratio of how things are proportioned that you find in nature. You'll see it in your face, you'll see it in your body, you'll see it in DNA. But when looking at the face, there is a ratio that sort of determines how, say, ideal or attractive certain features are in positions and stuff. And with bruxism, when you grind your teeth, you start to lose more of that volume at a rapid rate, and that affects the golden proportions of not just the teeth themselves, but of the entire face.
Wow, that's incredible. So with your patients, are you correcting for these problems after they already happen? Or are you trying to prevent them? And if you do correct them after, how can we improve our facial shape if we've already moved into an aged smile?
Yeah, so that's a two-part question. So when a patient comes in, we're evaluating their dentofacial aesthetics, not just for aesthetics, but for functionality. So if we see someone with, say, a narrow palate, or a tongue, like a tongue tie, or macroglossia, which is like a large tongue, that's gonna affect their facial aesthetics. So we'll try to be proactive there and think about things like, for instance, orthognathic surgery as like the last resort, but
what surgery is that?
Orthognathic, jaw surgery to potentially expand the palate, or orthodontics, which is more conservative, but that affects not just the facial symmetry, but also function,
breathing
as well. So, we try to be proactive in that sense. Now, if a patient's come in and they're already displaying signs and symptoms of sleep apnea or decreased volume in the lower third of the face, there are ways, luckily, to correct that with restorative dentistry. So that's what we call full mouth rehabilitation. We do that with porcelain restorations, and we can actually open bites and restore people to where they started, or to ideal if they were never there before.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was so high level. Thank you.
Yeah,
wow, I'm so impressed. I want to come get evaluated now.
I love these panels because we all end up learning from each other.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, tell me more.
So it's just a taste, and everyone could, Josephine, I know you're very passionate about microplastics. It's something you've lectured on extensively, and I'm hoping you can share with us some of the ways that we are getting exposed to microplastics that we might not be aware of, and also strategies that you implement to reduce your microplastic load.
Yeah, so we are, if you had a microscope right now and you can see around you, there would be plastic particles floating around us. The microplastics and nanoplastics are everywhere because of the extensive use of petroleum byproducts, such as plastic, polyester, PVC, all that stuff. PVC is actually what the water comes into your home, to your tap water. We are exposed to microplastic through everyday objects like toothbrushes, workout clothes, water bottles. 1 liter of water in plastic has 240,000 particles of plastic in it, microplastics. Tea bags. Tea bags, every time you steep a tea bag, it's releasing 11.6 billion micro nanoplastic particles in your cup, plus bleach and epichlorohydrin. So that is really all going in your blood. And microplastics have been found through extensive research to cross the blood barrier into the brain, causing Alzheimer, into the stomach, causing inability to digest food, gut disruption, obesity, hormone disruption, endocrine disruption, which is obviously showing up on our skin through aging. It is creating senescence, inflammation in senescent cells, which is what's causing inflammation, premature wrinkles, fine wrinkles, aging, breakouts. So what I have been doing actively is one, I don't use plastic toothbrushes. I use bamboo toothbrushes. 2, I do not use a tea bag. That's why I invented the tea strip. So I have my ground up tea leaves in a strip that I put in water. I use a filter that filters out the microplastics, or I get all my water in glass bottles. I swapped all my workout clothes to cotton, organic cotton. And I've just been, I don't use the floss, I use the floss that's like not coated. There are a lot of things that you can use to swap everyday items to more helpful ones. Rebounding in the morning for 1 minute is great to activate your lymphatic system and really help your body open up and start releasing toxins and whatever is lodged in there. Just like sprinting, weightlifting, anything that keeps you moving is very helpful to release the plastics from the body.
Thank you so much. That's fascinating. All right. And Liz, you are a skin expert. You have an esthetician background. You've developed beauty products that help improve skin. I want to know, it's more of a personal question, but how did you develop a passion for skin and beauty in general that's shaped your whole path and career?
Skin is so much more than just skin. It's the largest organ on the body. It protects us. It has ability to heal. It has an ability to transform through product. It is one of the most fascinating things to me because it's also not a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing, because the skin, you could use the best products, you could eat the best, but if your insides are a mess, rashes will show, eczema will come into play. And it's something to always watch because your skin tells a story. And the more you tap into not just the aesthetic part of it, you tap into the mental and the spiritual part of it, you'll start to realize that they really coincide.
Wow, I have chills all over my body. I think we can all relate to that, right? Mm-hmm. And now that makes so much sense with what I know about you and your background, the spiritual component of skin. Wow, I'm blown away. I really have chills. Do you see that?
I do too, because it always is, it's so powerful
so
if you really think about it.
So thank you guys for sharing more about your background. Now let's get into a fun question. I'd love to know, Dr. Sam, what's something new to your regimen this year that you've personally worked with that you feel like has really moved the needle, different than a lot of other things for beauty or health?
So one thing that I've realized about vitality is the more we hold on to things, the less vital we are. So one thing I've implemented into my life this year is letting go of more, and that's through journaling. It's really changed the way I show up. I feel lighter, life-changing.
It has nothing to do with supplements, and it's free.
Nothing to do with supplements. Yeah.
Well, they call it vitamin G, I think was what Badazati calls it when he does the gratitude journaling.
Oh, that's cool.
Vitamin G?
That's cool.
Oh, gratitude. I love that.
Okay, Dr. Victoria, what's something you've implemented in your regimen this year that's really moved the needle?
I think meditation and really being intentional about setting aside time to totally unplug on a more regular basis. I think we all get very busy, and I think we have to schedule that in.
Okay, Josephine?
I've been doing a lot of seed cycling lately, and I've been putting a lot of thought into what seeds I'm taking during my different phases, and that's really made a lot of difference in my overall.
Can you tell us what seed cycling is?
Seed cycling is having different mixes of seeds according to your cycle. So like your follicular cycle, ovulating cycle. There's like a whole page about that. I follow them on Instagram. They have their own product, and I love them. They're couple women, and they do this, and it's really, really impactful because, like to Dr. Sam's point at the beginning of the talk, is different minerals are needed for different functions in the body, and the seeds do contain very high concentrations of selenium and potassium and other minerals that we need, and it's been very helpful.
Amazing. All right, Liz, what's something that's made a really big difference for you recently in your
I
regimen?
wouldn't say recently anything that I've done is different, but I've been more intentional about it.
Okay.
So for me, a morning routine and a morning ritual is so much more than just slapping product on your face. For me, I really take the time to sit down. I give myself a proper 15 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but working women, your mothers, whatever it may be, you're in college, you really need that proper 15 minutes. I think there's a power to prayer, and I think there's a power to doing prayer and speaking to yourself in the mirror while you do your skincare routine, because it's been scientifically proven, I'm with doctors, you guys can actually say that it's true, that the mind and the body don't really know the difference from one another, and what you speak, that's why they say words have power, what you speak actually manifests, and if you speak to yourself while you're doing your routine, you're also killing two birds with one stone. So you can manipulate your mind while you take care of yourself, and I think that's really powerful.
I love that. You're hypnotizing yourself every morning.
Literally.
Okay, final question, and this is still personal, but in today's society, beauty, there's a lot of pressure, right? We all are in the space of beauty influencing, and that's a pressure in itself, but just being women, right? It's not always easy. Well, actually, I have two more questions. Okay, that was a hybrid, so, okay. 18. All right, let's go back. You're 18 years old. You know everything you know now that you've learned on your journey. Please tell me what you would tell your 18-year-old self.
Ooh.
Do you want to? You could think about it if you're not ready. Did I not tell you that one? I didn't think about it. There was a lot that came up.
There's a lot, I would say.
There's so much. There's so much.
Does anyone want to go
I
first?
can jump in
wanna
and then
jump
give me
in
time
and
to
then
think.
I'll do it.
I think there were just so many things, but the first two things that, there are two things that pop into my head. One is, that expression like calm is a superpower. To really hone in on that ability to stay calm at all costs, like we were joking about earlier, no matter what life throws your way. One of my favorite expressions is your ships will only sail in on calm waters. And then also, the knowing that the challenges that come into your life are all a lesson, and they're just there to build resilience. They're just part of the journey.
I'm ready. I remember what I thought about. So for me, I've always had a hard time making decisions, and to tell my younger self that there are no wrong choices. The choice you choose in that moment is supposed to take you down a certain journey to help you get to where you need to get, and to just relax about it, because everything always works out. Always choose from the heart, because even if you go down a path that you're like, oh, this is really, really challenging, it's still the path you're supposed to go down. As long as it's from the heart, it's not hurting anyone. That's what I would tell
Like my favorite spiritual teacher says, when you make a decision, even if it's wrong, you get rerouted like
Yes.
Google Maps. You just get rerouted.
Yes.
Okay, we have two more. Josephine?
I would tell my younger self to be more fearless and more fierce, and just have no reservation into pursuing what set my soul on fire. There was a lot of times where I hesitated and I didn't think I could do something, and that's kind of set me back. I would just tell my younger self, go for it, you can do it. Anything your brain can think of, your brain can actually achieve.
Yes.
So go.
Yes, amen. I love that. Liz?
I used to have a really big issue with emotional regulation. I'm half Middle Eastern, so not much has changed, but but what I would tell my 18-year-old self is to not be embarrassed to use beauty for power. Beauty is a tool, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. I used to feel really ashamed for caring. And beauty is a tool. We appreciate beautiful things. We love beautiful homes. We love beautiful places. And it's not anything to be embarrassed about. You can use it as a tool to also make yourself more mentally healthy. And that's still my agenda.
You guys, my heart feels like bigger after this conversation. Thank you so much. This has been so impactful. Thank you for your time and everything you're doing in the world. Thank you, everyone. Okay.